And here we are yet again, in more ways than one. It is your match preview for, that's right, Blackburn Rovers, the return fixture after the first one was, of course, abandoned due to a waterlogged pitch. It is your match preview. It's live. It's 8 p.m. It's right now.
Sound right, boy.
Hello again, friends, and you are my friends. Welcome to a match preview. I'm, of course, your host, the Guv, joined once again. It's been a while, but we are back once again with No Filter Yorkshire V. Vicky, welcome back. How are you? Are you well?
Good. All good, thank you.
It's excellent to have you back on the platform, sharing your Ipswich Town views. Of course, you can see Vicky's views all over social media. Every time Town plays, she is never short of an opinion or two, which is why she fits in here. And we want your opinions as well. Please do get them into our live chat. We've got Stuart, so they'll be throwing tomorrow's match from behind the settee. I can't tell you much more of this inconsistency. I'm not quite sure he meant to try and sort of rhyme it there, but I thought I'd spit it out like a rhyme. Asma, anyone wanting to hazard a guess as to how many changes they'll be made to the starting 11? Of course, he's referencing McKenna Ball and the consistency and the inconsistency that is our selection. And we'll run through our 1 to 11. Well, certainly how many changes we would personally make and why we would make them. Before we go any further, don't forget we are partnered with Match Bingo and Stomach Osteopath. Has more on both of those later on. And hit the like button and, of course, subscribe for all your Town news, views, fan opinion, and more. But as always, with our match previews, we kick things off with our gut meter test. This is quite simple, Vicky. This is a scale of 1 to 10. 1 to 5 being you're not confident whatsoever. You think it might be a defeat. Obviously, last time Town played at Blackburn, yes, it was abandoned, but we got to the 80th minute, a man down and a goal behind. That's where the controversy kind of arose from. 5 to 7-ish, 5 to 6-ish is a draw. Anything 8 and above is a victory. So confident, you're just here to calm everybody's fears and tell us why you're so confident. So which one are you and why are you?
I think we need to ask, first of all, are we confident about how we play or if we play? Because the weather is not looking good. It is horrific out there in good old Yorkshire, and they're just over the border into Lancs, and it's not looking good. So that's got to be the first question.
That is the
so
okay.
That, I think,
are you confident we're going to play?
I think that's about a 5 to a 7 right now.
Oh,
it's not looking good.
No.
Will they have the balls to abandon it again, though? That's the thing. I'm not sure.
Well, if the ball is running the way it was the first time, they're going to absolutely have to. Because
absolutely.
There's no question it was the right decision to make at the time. That ball was not moving freely across the turf. But you're absolutely right. I've been seeing online myself today, people who have already made the trip up to Blackburn saying it's raining, it's not looking good. We know from previous experience how that pitch drains. So
there's a yellow warning. There's a yellow warning, which is it for the next 24 hours. It's just not looking good at all. However, if you're talking about how we're going to play, it really depends on McKenna Ball, doesn't it? On that bingo ball of fate, whether he puts out a good team or whether it's just the average Joes that's been attending recently, basically.
Transfer players that have been signed for multi-million-pound transfer average Joes. There's a little asterisk in there, but you're absolutely right. If we play, Greg says shitty conditions are a great leveler. Yeah, there's bad conditions, Greg, and then there's bring your armbands because you're going to be paddling, sort of weather, which is what you're alluding to there, and it is a concern. Making that trip up in the sense of the weather. Let's hope it is playable. So if you had to put a number on it, because obviously you're not quite sure who McKenna might select, you're absolutely right. You're not the only person who feels that way. Draw, defeat. Obviously Oxford beat us 2-1 Friday night, but prior to that, we were back-to-back away victories, of which we looked like Town had finally arrived.
Listen, I am still not over Friday. I'm still angry. It's just like we get a group of Michelin star chefs on the pitch who come together and still burn toast. I mean, they are fucking shite out there. I'm so sorry. I know it's before 9 o'clock,
She's
but
back.
I am I'm still so angry about Friday. I'm still not recovered from it. If they play like they did Friday, they are ultimately going to lose. But if they play like they did against Hull in the last 15 minutes, then I'm confident of a win.
Yeah,
So if you're going to
yeah.
ask me for a number, I'm going to be around the 6.5.
6.5. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
which town side turns up. Upper Town, so several videos have touched on how our big chance created are up there with, or even the past Coventry's, who have 50 goals. Not that this changes where we are. It doesn't change where we are. The league table doesn't lie. It is what it is. But you're right. The big chance created is up there. That just tells me you've got wasteful attacking players that can't finish. And we kind of walked into the season not knowing it, but maybe in the back of our minds there was a doubt. Have we got the finishers? Have we got the players at the right end of the pitch, Vicky, to go and finish the game? When you see stats like that from Upper Town in terms of chance creation, even surpassing Coventry's, who obviously are running away with the division, you can't help but think,
Do you know what? When we was in the Championship before, we had, although we didn't have an out-and-out goal scorer as such, we had so many people on the pitch that could put the ball in the net, and that's why we
yeah,
did so good, and that's why it was free-flowing, really good football to watch, exciting. Now we have a very few selection that can do that. And our big mistake, unfortunately, we all know it, was that we didn't buy an out-and-out striker. We've been crying for it for so many months since before the Premier League. And it's really difficult because we bought all these players with the idea that we were going to go back in the Premier League. That's what we did. That's why we got rid of all our wonderful back-to-back players who we knew and loved
yeah.
for these better ones. Have we seen it? No. And I'm afraid in the Premier League, we would get absolutely eaten alive if we can't even beat Oxford away.
Yeah. And I was talking to somebody today about that, and you're absolutely right. Getting to the Premier League is obviously the first job. It's getting there, and then once
Yeah,
you're
of course.
there, Sunderland obviously can show you the way in terms of how things can quickly change in terms of recruitment. But you're absolutely right. Based on current way of playing, or up and down, it's the inconsistency that drives me up the wall. You don't know which. A bit like the town side that he selects. You don't know which town side you're going to get in terms of selection, but also how will they play. They can turn up, beat a team like Hull away, who are a very good side inside the top 6, 2-0. Not look great, but still deliver 3 points. They can turn up and absolutely steamroll teams 4-1. We've seen back-to-back 4-1 away victories. Or they'll turn up and they'll look like they did against Wrexham and against Oxford and a few other games this season. You just don't know which town side is going to turn up. And that crazes me, Vicky. Absolutely crazes me.
It does me. And it's not good enough to say, well, we've had 4 or 5 games in a 2-week period. So what? These are professional athletes who are supposed to be built for it. And they're not. They come out and they look like they've had a 3-course meal just before they've stepped foot on the pitch. Our midfield and our defence, they're so open. It's a wonder they don't have a 5-star rating on TripAdvisor. I mean, they're so open and welcoming. It's unbelievable. It's just like, come and score against us. And it's not a joy to watch at all. I didn't want to come on here and be really negative because I still, it's still Ipswich, biggest fan and all the rest of it. And I love them and I love seeing them. But there is a lot of frustration there because we haven't learnt from last season at all. And okay, we're 7th, I think we are at the minute, 7th or 8th, but we're not setting the world on fire at all.
8th. Yeah, we're 8th. We're coming today 8th, played 17. I don't think it's overly negative to be worried, concerned, have absolutely right and proper gripes, as it were, about a team that you expected to be up in the top 2, top 3, and they still could be, of course, by the end of the season. But I've won 7.
But time's running out, Martin. We've been saying that since August. It'll be fine next week. It'll be okay.
Well, this is it.
We're now at Christmas, the halfway point.
And we've lost 4 games already. We've only won 7 of 17, drawn 6. Yeah, and I think Asmark's absolutely spot on. You won't get consistency with an inconsistent starting 11. We spoke about that yesterday. James said I would start Akpom up front tomorrow instead of Hurst. He needs a chance there. Jamie Goldsmith. Nowadays we're having to break teams down. Or we do well against teams that actually attack us. Very true. Very true. And the better teams like Coventry next Saturday, they may fancy their chances against us toe for toe. But you've also got to be able to beat teams that also say, okay, we'll sit in and ask you to beat us, because we don't think you can beat us when you have a lot of the ball. Shabby knew at the beginning of the season where we needed sharpening up in the championship. You need a monster up front. Jay says, but when in the championship before, teams weren't coming to sit all their players behind the ball because we were the underdogs. That created the space for us to get through and score. It's a great point again, Jamie. Thank you. Katie talks Rovers. It's all right. We can't win a match at home. Welcome in, Katie. Obviously a Blackburn fan. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Let us know your thoughts heading into this one. Obviously, a game that Blackburn Rovers fans, officials and players obviously wanted not to be played again. They wanted the 3 points, 80th minute, 1-0 up, and Town with a man sent.
And you know
off.
what? They would have deserved that. I have to say that they would have deserved that. We were shocking on that night. There's only a handful of games that I can sit here and say we've really done really well. Most of them have been by bloody luck that we've got anything from it.
Yeah.
Like the Blackburn game, it got abandoned. I mean, that was luck, wasn't it? Because we weren't winning that at all.
Well, it was obviously a little bit of luck, but also not a little bit of luck in the sense of you can't do anything about it wasn't like we were out there watering the pitch ourselves at half time, although that would have been an idea the way we were playing that game.
I was doing a rain dance.
to send somebody out with a hose pipe and add a bit more water to it. But you're absolutely right. And obviously that's why I'm actually going to go 7 or 8 for this confidence, because I think it's almost in the script, isn't it? Town 1-0 down away from home. Man sent off, game abandoned. Town will rock up tomorrow night and win something like 4-0. And just because that's the way, that's how the script goes, where then you can argue until the cows come home in the sense of, should Town have replayed this game? Should they not? Blackburn would have had 3 more points. Town would have had the win. Perhaps not a 4-0, but a 1-0. I think it's almost in the script that Town gets something from tomorrow night, just to add that sting a little bit more into it.
It's been said before on this show, and it's been said all over social media. Teams know how to get something from us. Yeah, they come and park the bus. And what we're doing now is playing out from the back. And whereas previously in the championship that worked because we were drawing the defence in and the attacks, and then when they were drawn in, we could go and then attack.
Yeah,
that's not happening now because they've worked us out. So teams will know how to play us now. They'll know how to play us February. They'll know how to play us March, April, May, unless we do something and change it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Unless you flip the script and you prove that you can beat teams that want to set up this way.
Yeah.
It is the blueprint. And James says, I don't think it's being negative with the money we spent. We should be doing a lot better. Don't forget, you can leave your opinions morning, noon, or night, any time of the day, any time of the night, any question, any rant, any praise, anything you've heard on the shows, anything you want to talk about your football club on our free voice message service, speakpipe.com/talkingtown, speakpipe.com/talkingtown, and you can leave your, as it says across the bottom of the screen there, get something to say, get involved, and have your opinion heard. It's free, and you don't have to leave any details. You can just literally pick up your phone and start ranting into it, which is kind of what we do on these shows. We pick up a microphone and a webcam, we just start chatting into it, and what comes out kind of flows out. There's loose bullet points, but that's kind of it. Katie, the Rovers fan, Blackburn fan in peace. Things happen, and obviously we weren't happy with having to play it, but there isn't anything that we can do about it, so we have to get on with it. Trevor says that's the danger, trying to play short passing. The Paul Lambert asthmatics now has been mentioned over the weekend, Vicky. We are partners with Match Bingo, and you might want to combine the thrill of live sport with the thrill of bingo. If Oxford and obviously Wrexham or anything to go by, you might need this thrill. And we've partnered with Match Bingo to give you a 100% deposit bonus when you use the word town, all in caps. When you use that word town, all in caps, you will get a 100% deposit bonus. And the deposit minimum is £10. And while it's bonus cash and can't be withdrawn, the winnings can be. So get a 100% deposit bonus by using the word town, all in caps, and combine the excitement of live sport, that's to be determined, with the thrill, that's a definite, with bingo. Over 18s only. Terms and conditions apply. Please gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information. Okay, now we're going to try and do the 1 to 11 for Blackburn, which it can sometimes prove incredibly difficult because you're fighting the urge of what you want with what you expect McKenna to do. So I've given up on that notion this season. All right. I've stopped asking people to try and tell me what they think McKenna's going to do because, well, it's impossible. You've got more luck.
Why do you think he's making all these changes? Do you think it is the contracts then?
I've got honestly, I've got zero idea. I think he believes in squad games. I think he believes in the group. He was doing it very similar to before Bristol Rovers. It really sticks in my mind that it felt like we were constantly making changes before that night against Bristol Rovers many years ago. And then we had that performance and we even had arguments from the stands in that performance. And then from that point on, he started to select more of a consistent 11. Sheffield Wednesday forgot how to win a game of football. And the rest, they say, is history. Honestly, I don't know. It drives me up the wall. Because like Jacob Greaves, for example, great game against Hull, taken out of the team for Oxford.
Yeah. How can they get consistency if the team isn't getting consistency?
Absolutely. And the thing is, though, I can sound like a hypocrite sometimes because I fully understand rotating the attacking players because no one's really in form apart from Jayden Philogene. But even some games he isn't performing how we all know Jayden Philogene can perform. He can't make magic all of the time. So I don't mind the rotation of those players because until you find players that are in form and deliver goals from those chance creations, etc. Yeah, fine, keep rotating them. It's more other areas of the field where you're like, just find somebody that plays well and let's go with them and let's believe in them and stick with them and ride that form out until they stop performing and you've got a question on your hands. So that's mine. But anyway, how many changes are you making for tomorrow? And who are you changing and why you're changing it? This was the team, by the way, just in case you've forgotten that terrible night in Oxford that started. It was Walton in goal, Furlong, O'Shea, Kiprate, Davis, Matasiwa, Taylor, Egley, Nunez, Philogene, and George Hurst. How many? Who are they?
I think that was 2 that I counted. So instead of keeper, I've gone Greaves.
Okay.
Just because he had a really good game against Hull. I'm not 100% convinced on him and some games, but I think he was the better one based on Oxford's performance. And instead of Philogene, I've gone Clark because Philogene looked tired and sluggish at Oxford and he's a bit of a selfish player, really. He doesn't pass that much. He wants that magic moment all the time. And you've just said you can't have it all the time, but he's wanting it, which is great when it happens, but it's not happening all the time. So I think that was my only changes.
That's the 2. Yeah. I mean, if that is what comes out, that's what comes out. But I could see you thinking behind both. Jacob Greaves had a great game against Hull. Jack Clark, who has also been pushing Jayden Philogene every step of the way in terms of who starts on that left.
And of course, Jack Clark is a Yorkshire boy, so he's used to this crap weather as well. So he'll be all right playing in that.
Excellent. You're right. He absolutely would be. I think Jayden Philogene is a real quality player. But he's a flair player that if you watch the game, you might at some point of the game say, what's Jayden doing? We've not seen much of Jayden in this game. Jayden needs to get more involved. But then suddenly, within 5 minutes, he's touched it 3 times and it's a 20-yard strike into the back of the net, or he's at the post, or he's shifted it onto his left foot, back onto his right, put a ball in the box, and there's a headed goal. It's though, I believe with Jayden Philogene, you live for those little moments of quality. You might not get a full, run rate out of him for 90 minutes, but you're certainly going to get 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes throughout the course of the game of just real quality moments. And I think that's what he brings to it. Jack Clark works hard. And I think if he finds himself in space, he can also make things happen. He really can. So I'm not against either of those changes. James says, I think Young may get a start tomorrow. Any temptations to put Young at right back?
Absolutely not.
No? Fair enough.
No. What has he done so far?
Not for everyone. Not for everyone.
What
Not
has
for
he
everyone.
done?
Well, not
Three
much.
games, on the 3 games that he's come in, I think it's 3. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure. What has he done? All that money that we spent on him. For what? I said it at the time when we put pen to paper with him. That's an expensive bit player, a really expensive bit player. Because the rumours were that it was something like 40,000
I got
every. I don't know. Anyway,
whatever he's
um,
earning. I'm
yeah,
sure.
whatever he's earning, it's a lot of money, and I'm struggling to see what we're getting from him.
Yeah. This is it. A question in the chat, which I thought we might ask you. Paul says, anyone else think McKenna could be in trouble if things carry on as they are? The Americans have invested a lot of money into their squad and will expect results. Before you answer, Upper Town has answered and said, chances created suggest McKenna is doing his job and may well be why there is no hit on him internally. He can't put the ball in the net, but he could perhaps settle with in-form players more. That to me, sort of, okay, I'm going to break those questions away and make it into one. The lack of goals. Who do you put that down to more? Kieran McKenna as the coach, or Mark Ashton as the primary recruiter?
Ashton.
Okay. Why more his door than McKenna's?
We needed a goal scorer, and has been the case for at least the last 2 seasons. We have put all our eggs in one basket going after one player, and both seasons that did not work. So when we went into the Premier League, it was Philogene. We chased him for absolute weeks and weeks, and I think last year it was the guy from Middlesbrough. Can't remember his name.
Letty Lath.
And
Letty Lath.
yeah,
Was it Letty
and
Lath?
no,
Hayden Hackney?
Hackney. And we're just not going after. I know there's not a huge amount of strikers out there, and everybody's after a striker. Everybody wants somebody that can put the ball in the net every match. They want a Haaland, don't they? And they're not out there all that much. But there were better options that we could have gone for. So I put the blame solely on Ashton for that.
Okay, I chose the wrong moment to take my eyes from the screen here to a separate screen, because all I heard was Middlesbrough, and because I'm always talking to Matt about players, and he's always talking about Letty Lath, I was like, the first player that came to my mind but was a Middlesbrough player was Letty Lath, and that's why I shouted Letty Lath. You couldn't have talked about anything in that moment. All I heard was Middlesbrough. I looked from this screen to the next screen, so apologies. Do excuse me on that one, Vicky. James, if we're trying to keep every player happy by changing every game. Again, I no idea on that. That's not a question that we sadly can answer. Shabby says, put McAtee at right back. Young is finding the championship hard, but reckons he'll be beneficial soon. Obviously, Wes Burns is playing this evening. Under 21 action, finally making his. I say finally, like it's a long injury. It's a bad injury. It's a long road back. We can't wait to get him back.
Martin, he will never be the same player.
Well, he might
never ever. No, I'll put money on it. He's not going to be the same player that he was.
Well, let's live in the world that he is. Just for my hopes and dreams. Let's live in the world that he is. Right now, he's not playing. McAteer and Egley are your 2 right-sided players. Yeah. You're sticking with Sindra Varley-Egley. Was there any temptation at all with your changes to bring McAteer in, or was it McAteer that started on? I've forgotten who started. Either one. Who would you go with? No. Why are you going with them?
No temptation to bring him in at all. Although the last 2 matches he has improved. Up until sort of 2 matches ago, which I think was Wrexham, it was painful to watch. And you have to wonder why we've spent 12 million on that player. He did better the last 2 matches, but still in my eyes not good enough.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Young has the potential. He's not a very youngster, says Trevor. Very good. Colin says Egley all day long. Katie's asking about Smodics in the chat. He's injured, as the chat I've just mentioned to you, Katie. But I'm a big fan of Sammy Smodics. Wish he was fit. I think we are missing him, particularly away from home. All right, last chance.
You know what?
Sorry. Hang on. Go on.
We never played him in the right position anyway.
No, that's true.
So have we missed him? Nah, I don't know.
Well, he's not. Is there a stat he's not scored at Putnam Road yet, or am I making that up? I could be making that up.
I don't think he has. No, he did last season.
Did he? Sometimes I hear things and I don't know whether I make them up or not, but someone will tell me in the chat. But you're right. Last season, the Premier League particularly, he was playing inside left, which
Yeah.
isn't Sami Shodix whatsoever. He's a 10. He is a 10. Whereas I think Chuba Akpom is more of a 9 than a 10. But, I'm not the one picking the team. But if I was, tomorrow up front for me would be Akpom with Nunez in behind, Egley on the right, Philogene on the left. Do you know what? I'm even getting to the point, Vicky, where I'm getting really tempted. This is a real temptation of mine now. Akpom up front, Philogene on the left, Egley in the 10, and Clark on the right, just to see if something different, if a different three behind a new centre forward can't turn some of these chance creations that Upper Town has been saying into
Can't
goal.
do any worse, can we?
Exactly, right? Exactly. Just to see if you can't catch Clark in a bit of form, Philogene's magic, Egley, who is progressing week in, week out, sees his long-term future at the 10 position, just to see if you can't catch lightning in a bottle. And then I'm not dropping Nunez. I'll be moving Nunez further back the field to play alongside Matasiwa and just see if you can get Nunez on the ball in pockets of space where he can pick a pass and his vision can just find players that are movement players ahead of him.
What did Sunderland do that we're not doing with Jack Clark?
Well, I think from what I read on the internet, from talking to Sunderland fans, he played with chalk on his boots. He was a winger that didn't come inside. So he was out wide, chalk on his boots. Whereas we play him a lot more inside because obviously we've got Leif Davis, who we want to get up the field. What's been noticeable, Vicky, is with Jaden Philogene, Leif Davis now plays more inside as a left back. So he'll go on the underlap. When Jack Clark comes on, Jack Clark plays inside and Davis goes on the overlap. And I just wonder if we kept the same style, Clark on the left and let Davis go inside more, if you might unlock a bit more of Jack Clark. But he's done really well early part of the season, Jack Clark. I just want movement, Vicky, in front of a ball player. I think too many times we're static. We stand still with statues, and statues are so easy to mark. So let's get Nunez on the ball in pockets of space with players ahead of him, like Philogene, like Clark, like Egley, like Akpom, who can move. They're movement players. They're not going to be still. That's my feeling.
We had 80% possession at Oxford.
Yeah.
It means nothing because the end result was that we lost 2-1. So you can have all the possession in the world. If you're not putting it in the net, it means nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's that. I used to call it stat padding under Paul Lambert. If it's like your stat pad, you got like 600 passes, but they've all been inside your own 18-yard box or inside your own half. But you've had like 80% possession. It sounds good, doesn't it? We had all the ball. Yeah, but it was all in your own half. Don't worry about that. They're finer details. All right, let's go to the score prediction then. And if Town are going to score, who is going to be Town's first goal scorer? So what's your score prediction going to be for tomorrow night's game away to Blackburn?
I mean, you may as well ask me what the 6 winning lottery numbers are going to be.
Oh, if you've got those as well, I'll just write those down. Hang on, come on, fire
with
away.
Ipswich, it's just, you just don't know. They're either going to win 4-0 or they're going to bomb 2-0. And there's no in between. I'm going to go 1-1.
Oh, okay. 1-1.
Isn't that awful?
It is.
Sorry.
It is. What a return to the platform that is. Well, score inside the first 10 minutes.
I don't have faith in them.
Shocking. If it hadn't already given you more dates to come back on, I'm not sure I'd be sending any more your way. Swear inside the first 10 minutes and then drop a 1-1. It's shocking.
No, it is.
You know me by now. I don't mind the old swear word. Craig at Winchester, 2-1 Town. Greaves to score first. Sherry says 1-1. Trevor says 1-1. I want some first goal scored as well, people. Come on, put your opinions on there. Mabby says 2-1 with a Greaves own goal. Mabby's gone very positive there. He's gone for a win. He's also sort of caught himself, pulled himself back in and gone, I'll make someone score an own goal just to make sure I'm not too positive on a Monday. Come on, Mabby. Poor old Greaves.
I'm going to say Taylor.
Oh, first goal scorer.
Yeah.
Oh, you're more than welcome back on the platform, Vicky. I love it. Jack Taylor. Yep. What a bandwagon. All aboard. Yeah, he's been playing well, to be fair. Colin says Blackburn 1, Town 3. James says game abandoned in 90th minute when we are 5.
That would just be so Ipswich, wouldn't it?
I'd cry. I think I'd cry. I think I'd cry. I think after the week I've had watching Town, drop points to Wrexham and Oxford, to go through 80 minutes. Not well. He says 90th, but obviously at 90 minutes it would be result given. Let's say 80 minutes in this scenario. To go through 80 minutes of winning a game, and seeing us win, I think I'd cry. I think my match reaction tomorrow night would be me crying live on the internet from all future Lambert generations to see.
I'm a menopausal woman. I can't cope with this. Honestly,
Well,
I can't. They've got to win for my sanity and my anger management.
And they're going to win in 50 years' time. There won't be Lamberts sitting there going, let's watch the time your great granddad cracked on the internet and started crying at Town, not being given a 5-0 win off the back of an Oxford 2-1 defeat. Paul says Akpom is crap. Says Paul. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair point. It's your opinion, Paul. You're more than welcome to it. Shane says 2-1 Town. Shabby says O'Shea to score first. Paul 1-1 at best. Blackburn are really going to be up for this, so it's going to be hard. Paul 2-0 Blackburn. We have lost the plot. Paul's gone full in on the positivity train this evening. Welcome in, Paul. You're among friends now. Katie talks Rovers. We're all far at home. We've got wins against Southampton at home, though. I've sent you one of those voice notes. Appreciate it, Katie. We'll play it on tomorrow's a match reaction show. We'll play it on Wednesday's show. Join us Wednesday. You might not want to after Town have beaten you, but do join us again Wednesday. I can't go wrong, can it? Lynn says
that's going to come back and bite you on the ass, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I've been doing this too long now to worry. Lynn says 2-1 Town. Dave and Dave's to score first. And Katie says you're all laughing now, but it is raining here. It is. We are part of the Stowmarket Osteopaths. Don't forget Freddie, who delivers quality osteopath and physiotherapy services in Stowmarket. That's Stowmarket Osteopaths. 01449613633. 01449613633. There's a whole host there of the team, so don't book Freddie up because I want to see him. And if I phone up and the diary's full, we'll be having words. All right, we'll be having words. That's 01449613633. Vicky, you've made it to the end of your first one back in a while. It's good to have you back. You're joining us again, as I said a while ago, with some more dates. Looking forward to those. Last question, which I didn't prep you for, but I'm going to throw you away anyway. One Town player that absolutely has to play well tomorrow if Town have any chance of walking away with 3 points.
Oh. Oh, gosh. O'Shea.
Oh, I like it. Hurst says Shabby. Hurst says Shabby. Yeah, Hurst, if he starts, he's got to play well. O'Shea, yeah, I've been quite impressed with O'Shea recently. I do agree, though, that heart of that defence with the revolving door next to him of who's it going to be. Surprised not seen Elkan Baggott play there yet, to be fair. He's the only person he's only centre-half that's not played alongside Dara O'Shea this season. You're absolutely right. McKenna.
It's not only for that, it's so that he can bring the team together. That's his job, that's his role. And there's not an awful lot of that going on right now. So he needs to bring the team together after that loss. And that's why I've said him.
Okay. No, take it. Yeah, absolutely. Matasiwa says Paul. Mabby says I nearly said McKenna says Mabby. Mabby says McKenna. James says Matasiwa, and Jamie says Nunez. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for choosing Talking Town on your Monday evening. Like and subscribe. Join us tomorrow for the match reaction. Win, lose, or draw. It better be a win. We'll be live. And you can use our voice message service at any point. As Katie Rovers Talks proved in the chat, only takes a few minutes. You go there, you leave your opinion, and it's done. You're dusted. But if you do leave it during the game, you have to apologise afterwards if you said, I don't know, Nunez is playing terrible and he scores a goal or whatever it might be. All right. But until tomorrow, take care. God bless. All the best. You've reached the end. Thank you so much for watching. Hit here to subscribe. It's totally free. And hit here for more Talking Town videos. I'll see you on the next one.